It's the most popular cosmetic procedure in the world. Millions of people get it every year. And yet, most people walking into a clinic for the first time have no idea what they're actually agreeing to. What does it really do to your face? How long does it actually last? And what are the risks clinics don't always mention up front? Today, Glow Science breaks it all down. Welcome to Glow Science, where we take the science behind beauty and make it actually make sense. No hype, no scare tactics, just the facts. In this video, we're covering everything you need to know about Botox, how it works, what it costs, what results are realistic, and what questions you should be asking before you book anything. Let's get into it. Botox is a brand name. The actual substance is called botulinum toxin type A, a purified protein derived from a bacterium called Clostridium botulinum. That might sound alarming, but in medicine, the dose makes the poison. In tiny, controlled amounts, botulinum toxin does one specific thing. It temporarily blocks the nerve signals that tell your muscles to contract. When those muscles can't contract, the skin above them stops folding. And that's how wrinkles are reduced. It doesn't fill anything. It doesn't add volume. It simply relaxes the muscle underneath. This is a critical distinction, and one that a lot of people get confused about. Botox works best on what are called dynamic wrinkles. These are lines caused by repeated facial movement, squinting, frowning, raising your eyebrows. The most common treatment areas are the forehead, the frown lines between the brows, sometimes called the 11s, and crow's feet around the eyes. Beyond cosmetics, it's also used medically for conditions like excessive sweating, jaw clenching, and migraines. But for aesthetic purposes, those three facial zones are where the vast majority of treatments happen. This is where a lot of first-timers are surprised by how fast it is. A typical session takes between 10 and 20 minutes. There's no general anesthetic, no recovery room. A fine needle is used to inject small amounts of the toxin into specific muscles. Most people describe the sensation as a small pinch. You can go back to your normal day almost immediately, which is why it's sometimes called a lunchtime procedure. The results, however, are not immediate. It typically takes 3 to 7 days to see the effect begin, with full results visible at around 2 weeks. This is one of the most common questions, and the answer is, it depends. For most people, results last between 3 and 6 months. After that, the nerve signals gradually return, muscle movement resumes, and lines begin to reappear. Several factors affect how long it lasts. Metabolism plays a role. People with faster metabolisms tend to break it down more quickly. Muscle strength matters too. Stronger, more active facial muscles may require more product or more frequent treatments. Sun exposure, stress, and lifestyle factors like smoking can also shorten longevity. Over time, with consistent treatments, many practitioners observe that the results can last longer because the muscle gradually weakens from reduced use. Pricing varies significantly depending on where you are and who is administering the treatment. In the United States, a single treatment area typically ranges from $200 to $600. In the United Kingdom, prices generally fall between £150 and £400 per area. In Australia, expect roughly $250 to $500 per area. In Asia, including markets like South Korea, Thailand, and Singapore, prices are often lower, with treatments ranging from $80 to $300 US, depending on the clinic and city. Most people treat 2 to 3 areas per session. One important note, the cheapest option is not always the safest. Product quality, practitioner skill, and clinic standards vary enormously. We'll cover how to choose a clinic in a future video. Let's talk about what the glossy clinic brochures sometimes leave out. Botox is generally considered safe when administered by a qualified, trained professional. But side effects do exist, and you deserve to know about them before you book. The most common side effects are temporary and mild. These include bruising or redness at the injection site, mild headache, and a feeling of tightness in the treated area. More rarely, some people experience drooping of the eyelid or brow, a complication called ptosis. This occurs when the toxin migrates slightly from the injection site. It is temporary, resolving within a few weeks, but it is uncomfortable and affects appearance. This is why injection technique and practitioner experience matter enormously. There are also people who should not have Botox at all. Pregnant or breastfeeding individuals are advised to avoid it. People with certain neuromuscular conditions should consult a specialist first. Always disclose your full medical history before any treatment. Here's the honest truth about results. Done well, Botox looks like nothing happened, in the best possible way. You look rested, refreshed, like you slept well and stressed less. What it won't do is erase deep, static wrinkles, the lines that are visible even when your face is completely still. Those require different treatments. It won't restore lost volume. It won't lift sagging skin. And the frozen face look that many people fear? That's typically the result of too much product or treatment by an inexperienced provider. The goal of modern aesthetic medicine is enhancement, not erasure. Natural results come from skilled hands, conservative dosing, and understanding the individual anatomy of each face. So, what have we covered today? Botox is a purified protein that temporarily relaxes specific facial muscles to reduce dynamic wrinkles. It's fast, minimally invasive, and widely considered safe when performed by a qualified professional. Results last 3 to 6 months on average and are influenced by metabolism, lifestyle, and muscle strength. Costs vary significantly by region, and price alone should never be your only deciding factor. Side effects are usually mild and temporary, but rare complications can occur. And realistic results look refreshed and natural, not frozen. Knowledge is the best preparation for any procedure. This video is for educational purposes only. Always consult a qualified medical professional before any procedure. If you found this helpful, subscribe to Glow Science for science-backed beauty content every week. Next up, we're breaking down 10 skincare ingredients that might be more hype than science. You won't want to miss it.